It is your girl, the Empress Royale. I am here with not only your prophetic divine timing report, but we're also here to use that as a tool to learn about yourself, ourselves, through the means of which our ancestors have created and left on this earth for us to learn and to utilize so that we can better ourselves as we transition from being spiritual beings, learning to be human beings, so that the spiritual and material worlds can merge. If we cannot master those abilities, there will not be an earth sustainable for us to live, and there will be another catastrophic event where the earth has to use these methods to renew itself. The earth constantly renews itself. So it's like if we are destroying Mother Earth, Mother Earth has the ability to fix and heal itself. If you are in the way of that, Mother Nature doesn't distinguish between human being versus a threat to the earth. So we have to be careful with our actions because it may lead to self destruction during a period of time that we're in where Mother Earth is renewing herself. So if you are in feminine energy or Aryan energy, you may be in a state of self destruction, which causes for the need to heal yourself. Aries, Mars energy is leadership energy. People with leadership qualities, leadership abilities. People don't have to be an Aries to have understand Mars or master Mars abilities. If you check your birth chart and Aries is somewhere within your birth chart, you have mastered Aryan energy, and within your birth chart it's showing you where you've mastered that energy. So example. Let's put in a birth date. May 17, 2022. If somebody was born May 17th, 1986 at 2 a.m. in Savannah, Georgia. Let's calculate their birth chart. Mars is in, for whoever birthday is, this is an example. May 17th, 1986. Born around 2 a.m. Mars is in the house of Capricorn. Capricorn is about work, reputation, and prestige. Aries has mastered you. This person is a Taurus because May 17th is Taurus season. So this Taurus has has Mars in the house of Capricorn right here. Mars is in the house of Capricorn. They have mastered Mars' ability. Taurus has mastered Mars' ability to be in a leadership position in their work, reputation, and prestige. Because Capricorn is about work, reputation, and prestige. So while Mars is in his house, they are a master. This person born on May 17, 1986 is a master when it comes to career, reputation, and prestige. Especially when it comes to something spiritual. Because they also got Neptune in the house of Capricorn. And Neptune is about the subconscious and charity and losses and debts, like hidden secrets, things that areas in our life where we struggle and we don't want people to know that we're struggling. So those who struggle in their mind when it comes to a career, this Taurus has mastered the ability to lead you in a direction that you should go. So let's go back to where we are currently. I'm going to open that a new link in case we got to use this birthday as an example again. So right now, Mars is in the house of Pisces. And that's in both calendars too. Mars, what is Mars about? Mars, the planet Mars, is a planet of what do I want? What do I want? This is why I started with Mars in Aries. Because the first thing you get up every day and ask yourself, what do I want? If you don't know what you want, I guarantee 1,000% you will walk through life confused all the days of your life. If you do not know what you want, you will walk through life all the days of your life in a confused mind state until you figure out what it is that you want. When people see something that they want, what do? They go after it. If they're in Mars energy, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it when it comes to getting what you want. You are laser focused on getting what you want. If you're in Mars or Aries energy, especially when it comes to money, home, material possessions, things that make you happy that you can bring home and keep all to yourself, that's that energy. That's the energy we're in right now. So if you lost all of these things, your money, your home, your family, your business, your finances, if you lost everything, if you hit rock bottom, what would you do? This is the test. This is the mental test going on because like I said, Neptune and Pisces is the energy of the subconscious. It's the energy of losses, debt. It's the energy of hospitality or charitability. It deals with the subconscious. It deals with addictions. It deals with secrets. It deals with all the psychological issues and sociological issues that people harbor, and they feel like they got a stick in their mouth when it's time to express these feelings and emotions. There's all these secret hidden emotions that you have to express, and there comes a time and a point in people's lives where they just have to take that stick out of their own mouth and express how they feel. And if you can't do that, whatever you're trying to lead yourself to, you won't be able to be led in that direction until you come out of a confused mind state. Everybody's born with free will, and this is where Mars serves its purpose, because Mars is the god of war. And why would people go to war when their free will is being tampered with? If the Most High said everybody has free will to choose what it is and which direction they would like to go, nothing and no one should come in between anybody's free will. You cannot do that. It causes chaos. It causes confusion. It causes fights. It causes arguments. It causes the dark side of humans to arise, because now they have to be in self defense mode because they feel like they're being put in a box that they can't climb their way out of. You cannot tamper or manipulate anybody else's free will. It is against spiritual law. It is against universal law. It goes against nature and the natural uh, order in which humans are capable. of operating while being on planet Earth. This is a planet where we learn how to sustain our bodies. We're learning how to keep our bodies alive for 300, 400, 1,000 years. How long do you want to live? We want to live forever, but there are people on in entities on this planet who are not allowed to be here forever. So they make it hard for us to live, which causes us to self destruct so that we won't take care of our bodies and sustain it in a way that lasts us for 100, 300, 500, 1,000 years. Forever. Some of us want to live forever. Some of us just want to find a place to die and see their children be raised until they die. Either way is okay, but you cannot force anybody down your path if that's not a path that they wouldn't want to be on. The planet Mars rule rules over our desires. So what do you desire to be done in your life? And is how do you want your desires to be felt? And what experience would would you like for that to your desires to happen? This is where you got to be very specific, because what you put out to the universe, Mother Earth has to find a way to reproduce that which you just asked for. So if you ask for nothing, you get nothing. If you ask for something, you get something. If you don't get what you want, you end up with what you need. You may not need something for a long period of time, but you need it in the moment that you receive it. So use it to the best of your ability until it's time for you to be shifted in a new direction. They gonna love me for my ambition. Mars people are ambitious, they're passionate, they're like fiery, they're like full of love and power and the fight to manifest their desires, because what they want, for the most part, those operating in good, healthy Aryan energy, in a healthy leadership position, they have to lead the entire pack down one path that's good for everyone. So if they are, if Mars or leaders are not operating in that energy, is aspecting in a way that's showing which mothers are moving towards a direction where they can take the lead. Cause somebody, cause these 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 Liliths, energetic people who come in between relationships, they like to see these mothers who are headed in a new direction in strife with partners who are interested or helping them gain justice in that area of their life. So are people with Lilith energy are like disturbers of peace. They cause confusion in other people's lives when things aren't going their way. They're not asking for proper help. They're forcing their hand onto people to force people to help them without asking for help. And these energies you have to be careful of because they break up happy homes. So if your home is happy, these wolves in sheep clothing come in and pretend to be able to provide a better happy home for you just to destroy the home in that you are creating for yourself. That's the interruption of free will. And Aryans and people in Mars energy is put on this planet to lead people in a direction away from these types of people. Because these types of people, you can't get rid of them, but you can leave them where they are. And they will not have access to where you're going because the universe will not allow them to make it to you. They probably could come to your sidewalk, but they can't make it through your door. And it's time that the universe is putting the stick, because it's aspecting with Lilith. So these mothers is putting a stick in Lilith's mouth because of the losses. They're leading them away from the losses that Lilith have caused. These Lilith's energies has caused, so that they won't be so detrimental to the men that are there to help them heal. So if you can't hold somebody close in a time where healing has to take place, you have to be able to let them go so that they can heal and come back in a better state and condition in order to better serve who wants to be attached to them. It's like you give birth to a child, healing has to take place before the mother can return back to the family dynamic. So the patriarchs would have to take control over the household dynamic while this mother heals from giving birth. And if that's a man, it's like someone just created a business, somebody just created a grand idea and they're able to operate it, but they need, that's like giving birth. They just gave birth to a business, but they need time to heal before they can operate that business. So the matriarch should be able to step in and allow that man to heal his mind, settle his brain before he goes full force into operating a business. And you can use those examples interchangeably in between both vice versa sexes. It's a thin line between love and hate with these people. These are the thin line between love and hate people. Why? Because Aries are so confident that confidence is like their reputation. They're not going to go out into the world and make themselves look stupid. They don't do that on. If they're looking stupid in public, that's someone else's trying to humiliate them. Somebody else's energy trying to humiliate them. Aries energy will not humiliate itself unless they already know they're going to be humiliated. But 9 out of 10 times they're not going to be humiliated. People, the energy right now is like, how do we overcome? How do we improve ourselves? How do we master ourselves? How do we master our energy, control our energy when things are out of reach? So if my husband had to fly to the moon, how long can I wait for him to come back from the moon? You understand? Like, can you wait for your man to come back from the moon? That is the question. Because I don't think somebody would get married, go to the moon, and come back home and walk right into their home to see a whole nother man there. It's like, man, I only went to the moon. I was coming right back. I only went to the moon. It was a long way there and back, you know? Mm-hmm. But here's the thing about Mars, okay? Here's here's a interesting elements of Mars energy, Aryan energy. They face adversity. So that means they like the queen on a chessboard. They travel all throughout the world, right? All they travel a lot of places. So of course they're going to have some adverse moments in those travels. Life is not going to be perfect all the time, you know. So these people cannot always be in your corner. They cannot always be by your side. They could be in your corner. They cannot be by your side. They will always be there for you. They cannot be right there for you. Why? Because they face adversity. They aren't afraid to face adversity. They're probably like, besides a Taurus bull, I would say one of the very few that will actually face adversity without feeling pressured and weighed down by lack. So let's go by the book. It says if Mars is in the same sign as your sun. So if your sun, if you're born in April, May, in Aries season, the sun will bolster your confidence. When when you walk outside, Aries, you might feel like the sun makes you better. When the sun hits you, you feel so much better. Like you feel like the sun just like boosted you up, like Goku, like how they raise up. You feel like the sun just raised you up and made you like a giant. You feel like a giant when the sun hits you, literally, literally. Like when you're inside, when you're indoors, you feel like claustrophobic and stuff. But when you're outside, you feel so confident. You feel like your chest raises, everything's like, ah, I'm here, like the tiger beating his chest and King Kong. You're like, ah, I'm here. Like that's how y'all feel. This is if you're like if Mars is like your Aries is your Mars. You know what I'm saying? Like your sun sign is your Mars. So if Mars is in a sign before or after you, like okay, here we go. So say Mars is like your sun. Say your sun is Taurus. Where's the sun? The sun is in Taurus. So if Mars is before or after you, that means Aries and Gemini. Aries and Gemini. Y'all would have this same feature if Mars was was because this is a Taurus. So if Mars was here or here in Taurus house, these people will be like they will irritate you. Another if a Taurus, all right, you got a Taurus, but if the sun was in Aries or Mars, let me see, Mars is in the sign before or after you, they gonna irritate you. Geminis. So if this is a Taurus, or you was born in like Taurus house or Taurus season, you know, a Aries and a Gemini will irritate a Taurus. Aries and Geminis will irritate Tauruses because something they won't sit well with them. Something won't sit. Their energy don't sit well together. Why? Because Tauruses are bulls, so they have confident nature too. So if you got an Aries or a Gemini mixed with a Taurus, that's a battle of confidence. Aries, Taurus, and Gemini will always argue because one of them is trying to prove to be more confident than the other. They put themselves in a competition to prove their confidence. So these three types of people right here irritate each other. They irritate each other. So if your sun sign was a Libra, you more than likely would get irritated by a Scorpio or a Virgo. A Virgo or Scorpio would irritate a Libra. They will clash. They clash because they're both trying to buck up. Buck up. Show their confidence. Show they not scared. They face adversity too. It's crazy. This is crazy. They're not going to get along at all. Like absolutely not. Absolutely not. So if you are any sign, you are not gonna completely get along with the signs right next to you. That is so interesting. But there's compromise. There's compromise there. You will get along. You will get along. if you guys are in two separate locations. If you guys work well together, you guys can't live together and be together for a long period of time. You guys could be together for like 3 to 6 hours out the day. But y'all gotta separate after that, because then the argument is going to start. You're going to start getting on each other's nerves, because you're gonna prove that you're more confident than this other person. This is so funny. This is so funny. But it says Mars in the, okay. This is where the mediator comes in. The mediator comes in with this one. If Mars is in two signs before or after your sun sign, it's an ally. So Taurus would have to get with a Pisces or a Cancer in order to defeat a Aries and a Gemini. Two signs, Mars in two signs after your sign is an ally. That's an ally for you. That's an ally for you. Okay? Two signs after you is your irritant. No, one sign after you is your irritant on both sides. Two signs after you on both sides is your allies. Okay? So if a Libra wanted to defeat a Scorpio and a Virgo, they would have to tag team up with the Sagittarius and a Leo. But if Sagittarius and Leo would be an ally for Libra, but they would be irritants, because they would be irritants to the Virgo and the Scorpio. Understand? How does a Aries how does a Aries defeat a Aries? A Aries is irritated by a Neptune, I mean by a Pisces and a Taurus. Pisces and Taurus irritates Aries. But Aquarius and Gemini are their allies. Aquarius and Gemini is Aries allies, because they're being used to defeat the Pisces and the Taurus. So that's quite interesting. You understand? So remember, two signs. This is Mars energy. Mars energy. Okay. One sign after is your irritants. Two signs after is your allies. Okay. Now it's three signs before or after. Okay. So here's the sun sign. One, two, three. Okay. Three signs before or after your sun sign is an adversary. They're like, they pump you up. They pump you up. That's like your hype man. Your hype man to pump you up for the competition, to pump you up for the combat, whatever 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 task is at hand, this person is gonna help you get there. This person is gonna pump you up to do it. So whatever. So if Taurus want to do something to their irritants, and these two is an ally for him, Pisces and Cancer is an ally. They're gonna be like, yeah, they will agree with him. So they're gonna, once they get the agreement, the okay from these two people, they gonna get their hype man. They gonna go get the hype man. Who is Taurus hype man? Aquarius and Leo. Okay, Aquarius and Leo is the hype man for the Taurus to do whatever they do to get this Aries and this Gemini out the picture, right? So now it's like a this is how you make like your chessboard. This is how you determine your chessboard. You know you need somebody from each side, but this is how you know your enemies. This is how you know your weaknesses. This is how you know your strengths. Okay, so now the Aquarius and Leos are great hype men for Taurus. They're great hype men. That's what they are to Taurus. A hype man. Okay, because Mars will Mars in you know Mars Taurus taking the leadership of like the god of war is like what can you tell somebody who makes money and has the energy of the god of war? You know what I'm saying? It's like you got to be very careful with this person and the advice that you give. Okay, so say for instance this person right here born May 17, 1986 is a Taurus. Their sun their sun is a Taurus. But here's where it gets interesting for this person. Mars is in the fourth sign before or after this sun sign. They support everything this Taurus does, no matter what. These are the supporters. They can rely on this Mars persons to back up and follow through with whatever they doing. So this was a job. This was a job. So this is the work, reputation, and prestige. The job is to cut losses, take people out, or something like that. The job is to or play with people's minds or something like that. Maybe magic or something. The Taurus plays with like people's minds. Okay, they so Capricorns and Libras, Capricorn and Libras would support Taurus in playing with somebody's mind. Okay, they would support this. So in order to defeat somebody, you need an ally, you need a supporter, you need an adversary, and all of these people are used to make you feel confident about yourself. Okay, so now 5 signs before or after your sun sign is anyone's guess because it hurts as much as it helps, and it's hard to tell if it make things better or worse. It's hard to tell if these people joining in on it. It's hard to tell if you get these two people in on it. It's like the 12 disciples, like you're trying to gather your 12 disciples. Okay, your 11 disciples is like you're trying to gather them to battle Aries and a Gemini. It's like a Taurus has to get all these other disciples to battle a Aries and a Gemini because they're irritating to this person, right? So this or somebody paid money to get rid of an Aries and Gemini because they're too much of an irritant for somebody's pockets. Okay, so the 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 two people left is Sagittarius and Scorpio. Sagittarius and Scorpio is the only ones left. They don't know whether or not these two is going to participate. It's anyone's guess where these two fit in to the picture. Will they be able to do their job? Because you see how Capricorn is in the house of Sagittarius right here. It's Sagittarius job to get the group of people gathered up so that and Pluto is in its house. Pluto is in the house of Scorpio. They in their own house right now. So it's these two people to gather up the friends, put them in the house and sting them out, or sting them. Scorpio sting. So they sting them, take them out, gather, kidnap them, take them out. It's like a kidnap. This is like a kidnapping. This person is like a killer or something. Kidnapping something. Like take somebody's children. Like I don't know, sacrifice children for some money or something. Say somebody duties, overcome the obstacles, and for children. So they can't work with children. No. Oh, he's like pedophiles. This is like a pedophile. Pedophiles. The pedophiles trying to take people out. I don't know where this is coming from, but pedophiles is trying to take people out. A pedophile is trying to take Aries and Geminis out. Somebody paid, pedophiles is paying out. They're paying out to take people out who's exposing the fact that they're pedophiles or a sex ring or something like that. But these two in the back, Sagittarius and Scorpio ain't is anyone's guess what they would do. They down with it or they not. Nobody knows if they down with it or not. So now you got an irritant. You got Sagittarius and Scorpios. If Mars is in their energy, 5 planets away, ain't no telling what these could do. Ain't no telling what they could do. You understand? But when Mars is in them fourth signs before or after, they gonna support you no matter what. They gonna support you no matter what. And then you got the third. These your adversaries. These your hype men. They gonna hype you up. They gonna hype you up. They gonna hype you up. But you gotta focus on your allies, cause your allies is right next to your irritants. Your allies is right next to your irritants. But they also right next to your adversaries. So they gotta also listen to your adversary. Your allies gotta listen. Your allies and your adversaries gotta agree in order for you to get the support that you need. Because it's anyone's guess what the last two people will actually do. So if Mars is 6 signs away from your sign, it's a total disconnect. You don't identify with this person in any type of way, shape, or form. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sagittarius and Libra. Scorpios and Tauruses will never agree. It's a total disconnect. It's a total disconnect. Taurus and Scorpio would never disagree. They're first of all, they're opposing signs. Any opposing sign would never agree. So Aries will never agree with a Libra. Aries should never agree with a Libra. Aries should always do the opposite of what Libra tell them to do. Anybody in their opposite sign should do the opposite of what they say. But that the sixth sign is the opposite sign, and that's a total disconnect. So Taurus in this birth chart right here, Taurus and Scorpio will not agree. So if Scorpio made a plan and they included a Scorpio, the plan is not gonna work out because they will never agree. They would never agree. They could work. They will work together. It'll be very very hard for them to work together. So Aries and born in Taurus season will not get along with Scorpios either. Uh, Aries born in the April in the Mars born in the Mars territory ish. You will be able to work with them, but not be with them. Work with them, but not be with them. You're better off working than a relationship. Relationship is more platonic. Mars is quite interesting. Right now it's in, oh, let's go back to that's the birth chart example. But back to reality, back to where we are now. Mars is in the house of Neptune. Let's see. I'm looking in the book for this one. Pisces house. In the house of Pisces, I meant to say. So the your mind is playing tricks on you right now. People, the mind is playing tricks on the collective right now. COVID just messed everybody up. So because this season is saying like you're gonna be questioning yourself a lot. Do I want something else? Is this what I want? Is this what my life succumb to? Is this where I end up in life? Is this where I want to end up in life? Am I moving forward? Do I want to move forward? Which direction do I want to take myself? It's like these heavy, heavy dream come true questions that say, is it too good to be true? And if it's not, what's the problem? Is it fear? Is it success? You getting cold feet? Like you're reassessing something over and over and over and over and over. What's the problem? You're reassessing something over and over and over. So it's just like, what is your problem? What is you reassessing things for? What's going on in your mind that you have to keep reassessing these things for? You know, are you brokenhearted? Are you taking a loss? Like, are you healing from these broken hearts and these losses and these these psychological issues? Are you healing? Because life can get so bad and so much pressure comes against you, you just don't want to do anything. It puts you in a state and condition you just don't want to do anything. You don't want to keep trying. You don't have the energy to keep trying because it keeps getting shut down. But why does that energy keeps getting shut down? Because you keep leading yourself in a direction towards people who view you as competition and not as help or assistance, or it's not your tribe. It's not your tribe. If you're feeling resistance and you're feeling like you keep getting no, 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 it's not your tribe. Go to another tribe of people where you could hear more yeses. Oh, that's great. Oh yeah, let's do this. If you're not hearing those type of things, that's not your tribe. That's not your group of people to be with. So don't feel bad because you're getting no, no, leave me alone, get out of here, no, we don't want you. It's okay. Like, take those no's because that's not your tribe of people. That's not the group of people you want to be engaging yourself with. There's like a whole better set group of people that you need to be entertaining right now. So you're stuck on everybody who's telling you no and not allowing you to enjoy yourself. It's like you're wasting your time and energy in that place and with those people in area. Go take yourself to an area and people who you could trust and protect your vision, your life, your energy, your goodness, your greatness. You see? So it's like is you gotta really, really think deep. Are you your own wolf in your own sheep's clothing? Are you the wolf in your own backyard? So it's like you're craving something to be engaged in without, but you're getting rejected because you're engaging with people who aren't into the same thing. So it's like you feel fired up. You feel fired up in this energy right now. People feel fired up to do what they want to do. It's like you need like an emotional rescue. You feel like you need to be emotionally rescued. Your emotions have to be rescued from all of the no's and the adverse effects of you trying to make it successfully in life. Okay? So right now, who may fire you up? A Pisces may come to your emotional rescue. Who may irritate you right now? Aquarius. Who will be irritants right now? Aquarius and Aries irritating people right now because it's always they always they may be going off on a lot of tangents. and maybe going off on a lot of tangents. So it's not good to be like, oh, they I see why they're irritated by Aquarius energy, because it's about work, reputation, and prestige. It's about career, reputation, and prestige. So if you're allies with a Taurus or a Capricorn right now, Aquarius energy will not irritate you, because these tangents are actually emotionally rescuing all of you. But you might want to stay clear of Geminis and Sagittarians right now, because they're being confused and causing confusion. The Sagittarians and the Geminis are causing a lot of confusion. They're still in the energy of wanting to like party, spend money, that type of thing. And right now is not the time for that. It's a time where communication needs to be felt. It's a time to communicate about the future. It's a time to sit and plan and discuss where we're taking the future. It's not a time for action right now. Right now is not the time to act. Right now is not the time to go to war. Now is a time of healing, of assessing, of grieving, of, letting go of what was. That's what the time is to be utilized for right now. That's why COVID sent everybody home, so they could face their demons before going out into the world making a fool of themselves, because they're in this low vibrational state. Go home, raise your vibration, meditate, get everything off your mind, clear everything and everybody out your system, so that you can move forward with a clearer state of mind. So don't talk to people who's in between conversations with everybody else, because they're swinging you in so many different directions that you're not going in a direction where you can use your best creative abilities with the groups of people. 11:55 and o'clock, you want to be with the right groups of people where you can creatively express yourself, so that new things can be created on this earth. You will be supported by Cancerian and Scorpio energy, because they find the way for like everybody to benefit. They want everybody to benefit. So these might be irritants right now to Aries, because it's like we were cutting it off real quick, and then you have these Cancers and Scorpios like, oh, can't we all just get along? No, we can't get along, because you have demons mixed in with the good fruit, and we got to make sure the demons are not mingling with the good fruit, so we could get along after we get rid of the demons. The tangent, I'm an Aries. That tangent, that's the tangent that we're talking about. The tangent, we're running off on tangents, because there are things that we cannot see, that we have to believe in, that science cannot explain. Okay, so when it comes to Leos and Libras, just let them be. It's anyone's guess with them, because they always searching, and they like discovering new things, and they think everything is good, but they go too far with shit. Like they like, if you like really in a state where you need positive advice, they would just send you down that whole negative path just to get a laugh out of you, for it to make themselves, feel good to see somebody do something stupid. So stay away from like Leos and Libras right now, because they are not gonna give you the best advice right now. They may send you down a path of self-destruction. In this energy right now, while Mars is in the house of Neptune, of Pisces, while Mars is in the house of Pisces, you will oppose all Virgo energy, because you would see them as unreliable, spaced out, looking for help, codependent, that codependent energy, the Virgo energy. You don't connect to the energy naturally. Like this is like these people is trying to force their way into your energy, knowing it's not good for you right now. They asserting themselves into your life, knowing they're not good for you right now. So you want them to stay on their side of the fence, but they're not staying on their side of a fence, because they have no chill. They have no chill. These people are going to drive you crazy right now. Like, others people's business is their business. Like, these people don't know how to mind their business. Virgos, like, always got to help somebody overcome something. Even at times when people want to do it themselves, it's like, I'm gonna do it for you, I'm gonna do it for you. No, stay on your side of your fence so I can learn how to do this myself, so that I won't need nobody to do it for me. Like, these are the people who are like, they selfless, but they turn selfish because they won't allow anybody else to use their abilities. They want to use somebody else's abilities for him. Here, I might as well give you the arm off my damn body because you won't let me use it. Stay away from Virgos at this time. They want to help you, but they can't help you, but they don't get that. They don't get it. So you just got to separate yourself from them at a time like this, until you're able to be one with yourself and lead the energy, so that you will lead that person in a way that they can help you. Because they, unless you know how you need help, they're gonna figure out a way to to help you, and it's not even gonna be a way that you need help. It's gonna irritate the crap out of you. So yeah, be at peace with yourself, Aries. Right now, try to be at peace with yourself right now. Leaders, try to be at peace with yourself right now. Try to make peace with what was, because we know that plans are set in motion to make things better for the future. We just have to let that energy kind of merge, so that what was kind of drains out while we prepare new energy for what's to come. And you don't want to square off with anybody right now, so just take the time to allow uh, a Piscean energy to help you right now. But in a couple of days, on the 24th, Mars will be transitioning into its own house. So if Mars want any help right now, they will have to get help from a Pisces. Without a Pisces, Aries will not get any help right now. Without the help of a Pisces, because the Pisces have the best help for Aries right now, for Mars energy right now, people, for leaders right now. Follow the example of a Pisces in order to get yourself through this time right now. That's the best way you can handle this situation, is by allowing yourself to subconsciously drift away from the world. Like, just separate yourself from the entire world, or bring yourself back to the world. If you've been out into the world, ground yourself. If you've been grounded, you're coming out of that shell. Okay? We are already an hour and 4 minutes in. I guess I could do one shuffle for each and give a message, prophetic message to close out. But this is all about Mars, that Aryan energy, the leaders, the protectors, not so much the providers, but those who set the routine, the health efforts, discipline. They lead the household. Glad tidings is like blank. It's blank. It's nothing, 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 nothing. It's a whole lot of nothing. Do nothing. Glad tidings. It's in the glad tidings box. So it's like, do nothing. Like, what is there to do? Nothing. Nothing. What are we doing? Fair warning. Stop there and say no smiles. Not happy because out of, I don't know, fair warning. I need a fair warning. Fantasy is being lived. Ooh, that's interesting. Your fantasy is being I'm living my fantasy. Wow. So that movie, there's a movie like if you go to an island, it was like on the island. They went to an island and then they went to like some room or something, and they ended up living their fantasies. Like, what's your fantasy? Oh, my friend asked me that one time. Like, what is your fantasy? So it was just like, oh, this is my fantasy, but my fantasy, like if this was the reality of my fantasy, like my fantasy sucks. I should have been more like specific. Like my fantasy, it's like they turn your fantasy into a nightmare. In the movie, they turn your fantasy into a nightmare, and I literally observed that in my life. Like, this is my fantasy, but it's a complete nightmare. Like, this is not what I expected for um as my fantasy to play out. So living life as a human is like you got to go through these life games that people are playing. Is sick. It's sick and it's demonic. So if this sign came right back out. Um, I'm living my fantasy. So this is like all a dream. Like we're actually living our dreams right now. It's like we're asleep. Whatever fantasy we dreamed of, that's being lived. But that fantasy has to, if it's a fantasy, fantasies come to an end. Fantasies, I want to look up the definition of fantasy. Hold on. Sorry, guys. I gotta find this definition because the, it's like you think you know what something means, and you get one meaning of something growing up, but then the meaning just completely, you know, means something else as basically like as of right now. Like, okay, fantasy, relating to or being in a game in which participants create and manage imaginary teams consisting of players from a particular sport, and scoring is based on, oh my goodness, this is crazy. Wow. So am I like in like a portal or something? Did we go through like a portal or something? The power or process of creating especially unrealistic or improbable mental images in response to psychological need. A mental image or series of mental images such as a daydream so created. Do you hear these words? Like a creation of the imaginative faculty, whether expressed or merely conceived. His plans are pure fantasy. Imaginative fiction, especially strange settings and gross characters. The organ fantasy, it's like fanciful design or invention. The free play of creative imagination. Like, this is like crazy. Hallucination. It's like obsolete hallucination. Scoring is based on the statistical performances of the actual players, like fantasy football. It's like fantasy football. Daydream, delusion, figment of our imagination. Like, that energy is weird. It's like you asking yourself, somebody's living a fantasy. Somebody lives in fantasy. Fantasy is being lived. Somebody's living a fantasy. They're all in their head. They don't feel successful. They're not joining anything until justice is served. Somebody's oh, okay. It's like an opposite effect. Oh, this tripped me out real quick. Oh, I'm like, what is going on here? Okay, there is a wolf in sheep's clothing that's living out their fantasy, and somebody doesn't want to join because they know this and they understand this, and they're not doing anything. They're not joining together with something until justice is being served because somebody doesn't feel successful because they know like their desires and beliefs can't just be like only thoughts in their mind. Just like some rest is needed, probably. It's like somebody needs rest or something, but somebody just needs rest, and somebody thinks somebody's using that as a way, as an excuse for them to live out their fantasy. All right, so somebody there. All right, if we're back to the birth chart and we're in a psychological state. So somebody there's a wolf in sheep clothing that has everybody believing that something's wrong in the mind of somebody else because they want to live out their fantasy. So they're trying to take out an actual leader to, yeah, because somebody's not serious about their duties. Three of Cups reverse. So somebody's not serious about their duties. So somebody's not joining somebody who's not serious about their duties. And all right, there's a leader not joining people who aren't serious about their duties. They're not doing nothing. That's why this is blank. Glad tidings is blank. You don't know what the glad tidings are because somebody is consistent in living out their fantasy when somebody is trying to be successful. So somebody needs rest, but somebody wants somebody to keep going so that they could keep living out their fantasy at a time when the leader needs to rest, but everybody wants the leader to keep going so that they can live out their fantasy. So emotionally, so they're like trying to gain victory over somebody else's emotions. Like they're trying to play with someone's emotions so that they can keep going. They can keep up the lead and allowing people to get the resources that they need to live out their fantasies. It's a whole lot of real going on out in the world right now, and when it comes to living out your fantasy, that's going to have to be put on hold. All of these things that people wanted to catch up to and feel good about themselves in life, that's going to have to be on hold because there's some burdens in life that's going down right now, and toxic energy is being offered to people, and at a time when people are trying to come out of toxicity. So it's like people battling with addictions is being mixed with people with addictions. Somebody's young men getting money but not catering to relationships. Young men are learning to get money, but they're not learning how to respect relationships. Young men, they just pay for what they want, so they don't have no respect for nobody relationship. They pay for sexual activity, so they don't have a need to respect anybody else's relationship. But there's burdensome to some men because you know there's a lot of men that's burdened because they're not in toxic energy, but they're being offered things that they don't want, and they're standing up to that emotions. Like they're not sitting back in their emotions anymore. Like they're not letting people play with their emotions anymore. They know something that they don't want, and they're not letting people play with their emotions anymore. So men are not letting women play with their emotions anymore. A lot of men realize Some women, the real women, need rest because they've been doing all the work while they've been out there living out, letting these floozies live out their fantasies. So now everything is just blank right now when it comes to like glad tidings. So glad tidings is like, what glad tidings? What glad tidings? What are you offering the people? What do you have to offer the people? Nothing, because I'm putting burdens on you to take all your stuff so I can live out my fantasy. Like, that's mad crazy. Who's the wolf in sheep's clothing in your life right now, Aries? Aries, the wolf in your sheep's clothing, according to Mars. Mars is in what house? Hold on. Mars is in one house away from you, Aries. Let's check that out. Hold on. Mars in the sign before or after you is an irritant. Irritant. Mars, you will be irritated. Aries, you will be irritated by Pisces and Taurus right now. But your allies is Aquarius and Gemini. And they're being backed by Capricorn and Cancer. Capricorn and Cancer is backing you up on this Aquarius and Gemini vibe. Mhm. Mhm. And then you got, they gonna be supported by Sagittarius and Leo. Sagittarius and Leo is, no, yeah. Let's see. Hold on. You could be confident, Aries. You could be real confident right now because you may be irritated by Pisces and Taurus, by what Pisces and Taurus did. But Aquarius and Gemini got you back. Aquarius and Gemini got you back because Capricorn and and Cancer join the competition, and they don't go out without a fight. So they're up to the task. Capricorn and Cancer, they're definitely up to the task, and they definitely got the mouth to stand up to whoever with you. Whoever you taking the lead with, they gonna defend your name behind your back. You understand? But you gonna have the support of Sagittarius and Leo. Sagittarius and Leo support you in whatever you trying to do. But I don't know what's gonna happen with Scorpio and Virgo. Scorpio and Virgo is just like, is anyone's guess with them. They learning life lessons right now. Scorpio and Virgos, they learning some valuable lessons right now. So everything is really up to them. But stay away from them Libras, because you gonna have it's gonna be a total disconnect in your relationship right now. It's a total disconnect in marriages, partnerships, relationships, business partnerships. It's a total disconnect. Justice, it may be some justice though. The justice system is not opposing you right now. There's nothing in the house of justice, but the justice system does not oppose you right now because it's actually in your house. The justice is in your house right now with the spouse relation and the business partnership, and all of that is in your house right now. So you could be very, very confident, Aries, and just heal. You can just heal. You can move forward. Now you can move forward and heal because that Sagittarius is, them Jupiters is coming your way to help move things forward. Them supporters, the ones in the back that be like, go, go, go. You're getting some support. Your support is on the way. Somebody's taking the lead to get you the support that you need because they know that you're like ready right now, and you're gonna be able to go home so that you can heal probably for like the next 4 years. So just kind of enjoy life, love yourself, be blessed, love, loyalty, honesty, and respect. It's your girl, the Empress Royale, and I'm out of here. Love you guys. They gonna get these messages. I should put this one. Get the urban youth saver. Royalty, royalty, royalty. Royalty, royalty, royalty.